in his base. It's pretty far away from the front line, but I'm sure we can expect a Sherman base rush quite shortly.
Get an MG on the roof of this tin can. It's time to shred some crowds.
I think it was a grenade that just got thrown there, but grenades just do such little damage. It really is quite disappointing sometimes. However, the Vermont player has managed to hold on to the right-hand side of the map quite nicely now, or at least gain back some map control over here. And the crucial thing about taking this right-hand side, even though it is a little bit harder to hold due to all the buildings providing shot blockers, he has got the 2 VPs, which is ultimately the most crucial thing here. Sherman just blew away one of those mines there. He didn't want that to give him a damaged engine. But right now, I mean, there's 3 Volks on the field, which is enough to obviously get off, you know, multiple Fausts. Plus, I'm sure he's got a few mines lying around. I know he's got one outside his base, which hasn't been exploded yet. But although it'll be enough to gimp the Sherman for a short amount of time, it's not really what he needs right now. He needs his hard counter, which is the pack. He just needs to get it up into the field ASAP. He has hit a mine now. He's got a damaged engine, so that's just gonna keep him at bay just for a little while. Not for a huge amount though. And that's just what he needed right there. He needed that Sherman to hit the mine. He's probably going to see this pack. No, he's cloaked the pack now. He's also managed to wire off all of this area so to make it a little bit harder. But obviously when your army consists of 3 engineer squads, you can always just cut the wire, I suppose. Pack setting up, going to get a nice couple of shots here. Yeah, he got one shot off. Another one into the rear armor, through the gap in the hedge. All very nice, and he's beginning with his Volks to start take back territory on this left side now as well. Sherman's pushing in though with the engineer blob. Sniper's still picking him off, but he's not in great shape now that his retreat path has been basically blocked off. MG42 is in a bad shape as well. He retreats. Sniper needs to retreat because he's just going to get flamed to death in a moment, or killed by the Sherman on retreat. Takes a fair amount of damage, and down he goes. Down goes the Sniper. He was just playing things a little bit too ballsy, and that was just a little bit too risky, really. He's got 2 packs out now, though, which is easily enough to deal with the Sherman. Even with the pack nerf down to just 1 cloak shot instead of 3, that's easily enough to take care of the Sherman. But probably not 2 Shermans, which is what we're seeing right now. 2 Shermans could probably circle strafe those 2 packs, especially if they're kept so close together. However, we do have a Shrike squad as well backing them up, so these tanks will have slightly less effect now. Oh, and he walks straight into the Shrike squad and the double packs. Gets vet 1 in the process, but is still managing to circle strafe. And oh god, these Shrek carrying Gren's gonna go down, but the packs look like they just managed to trap him there. But he's gonna lose a pack there. He got 1 decrewed, and the other one's about to get decrewed now. But he retreats. He doesn't want to lose his vetted flamers, fair enough. But he does need to reman those packs and get them into a slightly better position here, because obviously they're not really utilising their full range in this position. We do, of course, have the second Sherman on the way with enough munitions to get the MG and the Mine Flail if he wanted. The Mine Flail always always makes for some funny moments, especially with this Gren Horde. Looks like his rifles are going to try and nab this pack for themselves. And there's an MG42 there, running straight into the MG42. He's going to try and flank around, but he doesn't fancy going toe-to-toe with those Grens and the MG. The Sherman's out now, though, and that's going to make absolute mincemeat out of these Volks. They don't fancy Fausting it. You probably thought about it, but obviously didn't seem to be the best thing to do at that point in time, when it can just be repaired by the blob of flamers, which is they've just made a triage back at base, which is going to get those guys nicely healed up. And over on the far left side, we've got an observation post that's just been built on this high fuel point, which is going to guarantee a nice fuel income, plus 41 fuel, which is well, that's really, really nice. He's going to have another Sherman, that means, within the next minute or so. In the next, well, not if you take into account build times, I suppose. In the next sort of 2 or 3 minutes, we should be seeing a second Sherman or some other piece of armor. Possibly an M10 or M18 Hellcat, depending on what he's got selected. We might even be seeing a Sherman Crocodile, because I just really, really love those things. Nothing makes me happier than just seeing Grens roast alive. So it looks like both sides are just chilling out at the moment. We have even more packs coming out. Or was that one that was nicked from here? Yeah, I think it was. It's odd it seemed to maybe go back to base for something. I'm not quite sure why. We've also got the Campfire Center coming up, so it looks like we're just going for a pretty standard tier 2 build order, which is pretty normal for most Fortnite players who find themselves on the back foot near the beginning of the game, because it just allows... Oh, here we go. Flame is straight into the building. MG gets out. But it's pretty normal to go for this kind of build with just lots and lots of infantry vet to sink your fuel into, as opposed to tanks, and then maybe a KT or a Tiger later on, depending on which doctrine you go for. The great thing about Bear is that no matter what tech tree you really go for, you're always going to have something nice at the end of it. Although it does look like Rocky hasn't actually picked a doctrine just yet. These Volks are engaging point-blank range against those barred rifles, but fortunately for him, the MG42 just opened up. 4 CPs now for Rocky, so he could get himself some stormtroopers and give them some MP40s, MP44s, and just start absolutely murdering these rifles, even with bars, if they can close the distance with the cloak. Ouch. Damn, the Sherman without the upgun is so beastly at killing infantry, it really, really is. Plus it's forced Rocky to really sort of rely on just these 2 MG42s as his only real source of anti-infantry, now that these Volks have become basically obsolete now with all these barred rifles and flamers running around. Looks like he's going to be able to flank though pretty easily. He needs to retreat the fuck out of there in a moment if those rifles decide to lob a few nades. But he just manages to get some long-range suppression on there, which was just what he needed now. Pops for the fatherland just inside his own territory there, which just about allows him to just cling on by the skin of his teeth there. He was very close to getting flanked, but just manages to hold on, which is just as well, because he currently only held 1 VP, putting the current VP timer at 353 to the Axis and 446 to the Allies. So even though he held these 2 VPs for a little while at the beginning of the game, looks like the Axis player is beginning to get ticked down now. He's not in any urgent state at the moment, but he is going to want to start getting hold of some VPs himself quite shortly. Those Grens are getting chased off, and yeah, as I mentioned a moment ago, we are just probably going to be seeing most of the Axis players' fuel just get sunk into infantry vet, and there we go. That's vet 2 for the infantry, which, as most of you probably know, but for those of you that don't, gives elite armor to all your grenadiers and all your stormtroopers as well, although it looks like we've actually gone defensive doctrine. And elite armor just provides better protection against small arms fire, making them much more resilient against barred rifles, but also makes them take more damage from flamers, so it's a little bit of a trade-off there. Make of that what you will, but ultimately elite armor is never such a bad thing. We've got more flamers and MGs, flamers and rifles moving in to try and flank that MG42, but he manages to get out of there in good time, so he didn't take any damage there. And yeah, this is vet 2 getting popped, and like I said, we've gone defensive doctrine, which is going to be good against any potential base rushes. But here we go, here's another flank now, and he's going to... Oh, that was a pineapple! Boom! Takes him down to 3 men and very low health in that Grand Squad. He pops for the fatherland as well, which means they take a lot less received accuracy and less received damage. But he manages to get out of there. The riflemen just running back to base now. They didn't take very many casualties, but they did manage to decrew the pack and do a bit of a number on that Grand Squad, but fortunately they didn't take too many casualties. He really is sort of squashing himself up here now, though, really sort of making him ripe for any sort of artillery strike. But I believe most of you will have seen that this game is an armor versus defensive game, so even if there's no obvious sign of going armor yet, oh there is, we've got field repairs. Tomitoma has gone armor, and that means the only artillery we could see is potentially a Calliope. Now we got these Volks moving in on these flamers, and vet 2 Volks are a much better counter to flamers than vet 2 Krens, because when he runs straight into a mine, but fortunately the retreat bonus means that his units were spread out enough to not absolutely get wiped out by that mine there. No attempt for any more sort of taking up from the Axis player, but he has gone for defensive ops, which means he gets this neat little MG on top of his bunkers, which is very good for dealing a bit of suppression to any potential base rushes, but isn't particularly great at dealing massive amounts of damage. And Tomitoma's just cutting all this wire around here to try and allow himself to flank from more directions, but he's perilously close to that mine there. He's going for a nade. Here we go. Nade on top of the MG. That's really going to hurt. Boom! Down to just one man with very low health as well. These Vet 2 Gren should be able to win, though, quite easily against this close range stuff. But boom! Those engineers pop straight out and run straight into a mine. But they also just managed to get out by the skin of their teeth. Tomitoma being quite lucky here with not losing his men. He's finally getting himself the 50 cal gunner on this Sherman. And he's floating 122 fuel and 800 manpower, so God knows what he's saving up for. He could pretty much buy anything he has access to right now. Maybe get some supply out upgrades, maybe get a... And here we go. We do have a Sherman Croc on the way, and I can't wait to see what he does does with this. Because Sherman Crocs, as I said before, I absolutely love. We also have a bunker placed in a slightly odd direction. Probably going to get upgraded to a med bunker or something similar. And with a regular Sherman, a Croc, and this combination of barred rifles and flamers, he should have enough of a force to be able to take on pretty much everything in this little corner here. We've also got an 88 going up, protected by this MG. Unfortunately, it's pointing